So I don't remember when we last talked on Skype.
It's about a week ago.
Oh, okay, yeah, so that's quite a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are 2300 rated. You want to get better experience on hero picks, counters, laning, team fighting. You name it. You name it. I probably need
Yeah.
help with it. Okay, fair enough. Okay. So I guess to start things off, can you link me your Dota buff?
Yeah, 1 second.
Okay.
So is that just 1 sec?
Okay. It's just your Dota buff profile.
Okay. Just link in Skype?
Yep.
Cool.
It's gonna share my screen.
That or
I think this
might
should
be
be
lost.
good.
Oh wait. Is that right?
Oh, 1 sec.
Might be.
Nope. You gotta link the profile.
Yeah, there we go. That might be it.
Okay, yep, that's it. Cool. Okay, so you play Meepo. All right, interesting.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Okay. Is this your first account? And do you have any other accounts?
I had an account. I played maybe 20, 30 games, and then I made my own account as my old brother's old account.
Okay, that's fine. So basically, this is your first account, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, this is fine. Okay, you play it pretty much every day as of late, which is
Yeah.
important. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I just do that to check, like, to see if, you're actually playing Dota every day and stuff like that. Because that's the first thing that, a lot of people go wrong with. Is they're like, well, I don't understand why, I'm not getting better. I play Dota once a month. Like, what do I do?
Yeah.
But, yeah, okay. So, death counts look okay. Like, you have some games where you just completely bomb out, but that's pretty normal, to be honest. Okay. Okay, average CS, I guess. The builds are a bit concerning. Like, mainly the Medusa, Mask of Madness, Scotty, Monkey King Bar, then Lycan, Vlad's
Yeah,
Desolator.
I haven't played. I actually like a lot of these games. I'm just messing around, and when I'm playing non-ranked, I haven't been playing a lot of ranked lately.
Okay.
But
So yeah, okay, that makes sense. In that case, I'm gonna recommend that you don't do that if you want to get better.
yeah,
I'm not gonna say like don't play Dota for fun. Like that's not what I'm trying to
yeah,
say. But definitely like you gotta choose between getting better and like I guess playing solely for fun and messing around and stuff. Because like yeah, you might be able to learn from playing like mess around games or whatever, but realistically, you're not like
yeah.
it's not that likely. Um, yeah, so that's what I recommend is just stick to ranked and stick to trying your best and trying to get better. Otherwise, like it's not a waste of your time because like a waste of time is such like a subjective thing, but in terms of just getting better, it's a waste of time.
Mhm.
But yeah, so other than that, I don't have any issues too much with what I see.
Also, the Medusa and Lycan games are heroes I don't necessarily play a lot.
Mhm.
So
Okay, so that's fine.
yeah,
The other concerning thing that I see is like you have very few instances of playing the same hero multiple times in a row. Part of what I think is important for people is that they like stick to 3 to 4 different heroes in the same role, and then like 1 or 2 max in the other roles. And then they play like okay, for example, I see you have Zeus games here. That's fine. So your match history should look like Zeus, 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 Zeus. And then next hero like Nature's Prophet, Nature's Prophet, Nature's Prophet, stuff like that. Basically, it's easier to learn the heroes that way, and like develop muscle memory if you're playing them back to back and like trying to apply things that you learned in the previous game to the next game. So those are like the general tips I can give you just based off like the Dota buff stuff.
okay.
Other than that, we can just jump into a game, or we can start with questions you might have,
Um,
anything like that.
yeah, I guess we could just jump into this lost match from what was it, a few days ago? Dazzle.
Sure. 0-2-11-6.
Yes.
Okay. So Miku. So you were Dazzle with Chaos Knight, carry, Warlock. Warlock's your second support. Then Nyx off lane, I'm assuming, and DP mid. Okay. It's an okay Dazzle game. It's not the best because, you know, there's a lot of AoE damage, so your life kind of sucks. It's really hard to save people, but you can still do it. I guess what matters most is like how you lane. I like that you went for Urn. I don't like that you did not buy magic wands, and I don't like the void stone, whatever this was turning into.
I don't remember what I was doing near the end of the game.
Okay.
I think it just kind of turned into a like crapshoot. Just really bad.
Okay. So where most people go wrong in support is they just sit in lane and they don't pull or they don't harass. They just sit behind their carry or whatever. Dazzle kind of has to do that sometimes, but most of the time you're better off just pulling. It obviously depends on the lane, but yeah, we'll see. Basically, just like supports need levels too, and you can't get them as quickly if you just sit behind your carry. And you also kind of gimp them in a sense by just taking their XP. But I see you buy 2 clarities, Tango. You basically buy everything. I think you got the courier as well, I believe. Yep. Okay, so that's good. And I like this start, especially if you're like solo supporting or if the other guy's not really buying much. It's totally fine.
The battle begins.
So the first thing you should do as a support is immediately run to like the safe lane. So run right here.
Actually, I'm not seeing anything right now.
On the screen share?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Right out.
Yep. Sure. Okay, should be good now.
There you go.
Okay, excellent. So first thing you should be doing as a support, or any safe lane hero for that matter, is just running immediately here. Basically, this is just to scout the enemy offlaner. Like, say this Tide has a ward, he wants to run down and place it. If you're here, it's hard for him to place it without, you know, you seeing it. This just makes your life easier, so that if you find that, hey, the small camp is blocked, you can just, you know, pre-ward it or whatever. But yeah, so that's something you can do. Okay. Other than that, starting items looks totally fine. Yeah, if you wanted, you could replace one of the clarities with the Fairy Fire, but that's extremely minor. Doesn't matter so much. Okay.
The battle begins.
So nobody is bottom rune. This is really weird. I would just take this. Okay.
I ended up giving it to Chaos Knight.
Yeah, that's not horrible. I think like just because Chaos Knight is going to be farming though, like his job is going to be to sit in lane. It's fine for you to take it. You want to be careful because people might get mad or whatever, but they're stupid if they do, and you can just mute them. That's pretty much how it is.
Just a little problem. It's like completely paused on this.
Okay, no, that's fine. I'll just keep checking. Sometimes it messes up if you alt tab. I'm not sure if you did that, but that's just what happens sometimes. So
Okay.
no worries if you did. It's okay. But yeah. So what the fuck? All right. Interesting. Did it freeze up?
No, it's good.
Okay, cool. So I have an issue with the entrance you took into lane. Basically, like, the lane ward is a good idea, but you can't just place it out in front like this. You need to be hidden. Basically, like, any information that you can hide from the offlaner is really important, right? Because, like, if Tide knows that you have a lane ward, he knows that he can't just, like, sit back here and fog and, you know, be safe. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So you want to basically wait until you are hidden, or the creep wave has passed, or you can place it over this wall here. Like, you can run in here and then place it over the wall. Something like that. Or ideally, you just do it at the start of the game, and you just run here and place it. Basically, you just don't want to show him what you're doing. Also, as a general rule, whether or not you're warding...
It's doing that thing again.
Oh,
I think it might be my connection. It's not necessarily the best.
Okay. Normally, I don't have issues like this. That sucks. I'm going to try calling you again, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, should be good.
Alright, yeah.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Yep, no, please do. Okay, so yeah, what I was saying was, regardless of whether or not you're going to ward here, your entrance into the lane was kind of wrong. Basically, you just don't want to show that you're here.
Okay.
Until you're ready to go, you know, commit to harassing or whatever. When you start the lane right here, Tide has no uncertainty. Like, usually when you walk into lane as an offlaner, you're kind of like in the dark, like literally. You can't see what's going on. You can see the creeps and you can see the carry walk into lane usually, but the supports are usually like standing up on the side, or they should be anyway. That way, like, he can't just walk up and see us without, having to fear, for example, what Chaos Knight is doing right now. But yeah. So you just never want to start off the lane, just in the lane like this. It's not horrible if your intent is to block the range creep. So what a lot of offlaners will do is they'll block the creep waves so that the range creep runs out in front. So it's like way out in front and it gets focused by your creeps. So what you can do is you can tank it and like just, rally it up with their creeps. Yeah, so it doesn't work like that. But yeah. Also, you don't want to skill up this early. Basically, like, you never know what spell you're going to need until you actually need it. So you don't want to commit to skilling Poison Touch too early, because you might need heal or you might need Shallow Grave or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Poison is great for zoning, but you don't need to skill it until you're actually doing the zoning, right? Like, yeah, that's pretty much it. You don't want to, like, commit too hard to one skill path. Okay.
So once again, I'm really sorry, but I have no idea why this is doing this. I've always had problems with Skype.
Okay. Not too sure what to do about that.
Is there still the whole spectating thing in Dota? Like if you were...
It doesn't work for watching replays, unfortunately. Here, why don't you try calling me, and if that doesn't work, we'll figure something out.
All right.
Okay. Okay. So I'm hoping this works, but if it doesn't, yeah, we'll have to figure something out.
All right.
But yeah, okay. So yeah, so basically, like, what you're doing right now is fine. This guy's completely zoned out. The only issue that could arise here is if the lane equilibrium gets messed up by Chaos Knight, in which case you would have to go pull. I think, like, yeah, okay, so this is going to be an issue for you. So since Weaver is TPing down here, you can't really zone this guy anymore. All right. You definitely don't want to do this. You're kind of vegging out, and you just let him walk up and hit you. Basically, like, you just got to keep your distance here. Like, you can hit him and then back up, and then hit him and then back up. But don't let him try to right clicks with you in most cases. Yeah. Also, this is important as well. When you're trading with the offlaner, you want to make sure that you never tank the range creep here. Do you know how creep aggro works?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, if you're in the vicinity of it and attack, you'll pull aggro.
Yeah, it's within 500 units, so there's like a little bubble around this creep. That's basically your attack range, I think. Okay, so it's slightly less than Dazzle's attack range, so a little bit less than this circle, around every creep. So basically, you just have to keep that in mind, because you never want to tank the range creep when you're doing that. Like, not only do you take damage, but you also mess up the equilibrium, because this creep is no longer hitting your allied creeps, so the lane is not going to push to your set of lane. So yeah. That can mess up the equilibrium and stuff, so that's bad. Okay, so Weaver comes in. This guy should be punished really hard. He should die here. Yeah, okay. So this is fine. Like, they can't really do too much. Even if Weaver was attacking you guys, it would be hard for them to do much, so that was good. It's good that you recognized.
Could you just give me just a moment?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's I'm just having problems. I think I'll go try to fix it by trying to end any other internet in the house.
Okay, sure.
So I'll be right back.
Sure.
Sorry about that. I hope that helps fix this.
That's okay.
Never had this problem
okay.
before.
Yeah, it can be a little bit finicky, like Skype sometimes, so it's not a big deal. Is it working now?
About the same as it was, but hopefully it won't freeze at all.
Okay, yeah. It's not very high quality. It's like 10 FPS or something, but
Yeah.
It's usually watchable, and that's why I use it. The most important thing is there's no delay, really. So, yeah. So okay. So yeah, we just got to the point where you killed Tide, which is really good. You know, you recognize that he was out of position, and you capitalize. Yeah, so it was fine. At this point, though, I think you'd be better off just going to pull. Not the biggest deal, but like basically.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
So this is tricky because like the ideal play here is because the lane is going to be pushing, you need to go pull. Actually, it's not that tricky. Basically, you just like you got to recognize when the lane is pushing and when it's like you know, pushing to you, rather than that. But when Chaos Knight starts attacking the creeps like this, your immediate thought should be to go pull, like go pull the wave here, or I guess you have to deward this camp first, but still, your initial reaction should be to go pull this, just to bring the wave back to, you know, close to your tower. So you'll get here, you'll realize it's blocked, and then you can put a sentry ward down. The ideal spot is right here for sentry wards, for dewarding, just because it covers everything except for like this little corner at the end here. So you would have to walk around and, you know, check things out. This is a pretty uncommon ward spot, especially nowadays, but yeah, it happens. So yeah, basically all this could have been prevented by like having a better opening. So this is like a very common thing for supports to do, is you know, fuck around at the rune, whatever happens here happens. Then their first instinct is to go here, wait for 30 seconds, you know, out of the spawn box, so just sit here or here. And they wait to see if this, you know, camp spawns. If it does, that's great. Then they go check this camp to see if it spawns. If it does, that's great. You don't have to deward. But then they know that they can pull if they have these two camps, if they have access to these two camps. So this is really important as a support, because this is where you get most of your levels, or it's where you should be getting your levels. So yeah, that's kind of like the long version of
Weaver
that.
dies here.
Yeah, it looks like he does. You just need to... Okay, so you misplayed that slightly. It was an overall good play, but you should go for the kill immediately with Shadow Wave. Like you had the good play of putting a sentry ward down beforehand. I don't see it right now for whatever reason, but I know there's a sentry there because you just stunned him. So right here, instead of going for the right click here, you should just walk up to where you think Reality Rift is going to go and just heal bomb. That way, like, he instantly dies, and you don't have to wait for the right clicks. Like, it's not a problem right now, but it could be a problem later when Weaver is higher level Shikuchi, and he can disjoint your right clicks. So anytime you can secure a kill with Shadow Wave, it's generally a good idea to do it. Don't worry about chaosing or anything like that. Like, it's better to just guarantee the kill. Other than that, that was totally fine. It was a good play. So here, since you have so much money, you can buy boots, you can buy a TP, and you'll have enough money to upgrade the courier as well. So you should definitely buy a TP right now, just in case. Yeah. Also, since the wave is pushing, your immediate reaction should be to go pull right now. Again, you'd have to deward and stuff, so it'd suck. But you can always recover by pulling this camp.
Yeah. And I do know how to pull both camps from both sides.
Okay, that's good.
Hard camp.
Okay, great. Yeah, that makes your life easy then, if you know how to do that. So, you know...
I don't know if I do on this, but I might.
Yeah, it looks like you're posturing too, but that's good. Either way, do you know that like the rules of pulling? Like, you know that you shouldn't single pull this. You should always connect it or stack it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's like
I never single pull that. Otherwise, it stacks your lane.
Right. Yep. Okay, good. So that makes it easy then. Okay, so you do end up pulling this. It looks like it's a bit early, like barely makes it. Okay. So just wait a little bit longer. You can wait until like 52, 53 to pull, and it's much closer or much safer than this. Like a creep will be about here instead. So a creep does get through, not a big deal at all. It's still gonna push, so it's good. The important thing is that you pulled. I do recommend that you sit here though, and you either deny your creeps or attack the neutrals. So basically, pulling it's a good tool to pull the wave back for sure, but the main purpose really is for getting XP. That's like the main purpose, is for the supports to get some EXP. You know, that isn't you know, just leeching from the carry, because like the carry needs a lot of levels too in order to do his job. Like he needs farm, yes, but really the levels are what matter most, in my opinion anyway, in a lot of cases, especially for a hero like Chaos Knight. So what you should be doing right here is you should be here, just attacking the neutrals, and trying to get the XP there. You want to make sure your creeps don't get out alive, but ideally you also kill the neutral camp. Okay, so you should be doing that, but it's okay. Also your skill build is bad, quite frankly. Um, basically, like there's never a situation where you should max poison touch. Shadow Wave is almost always better, or it actually is always better. 1 point in poison touch is good for zoning, but you don't need anything else. Do you want me to explain why, or do you want to just like?
Oh no, I understand.
Okay. Yeah.
It's more heals, more damage.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's pretty much it. It's just like more heals, more damage. That's all you need. Like poison touch actually does pretty decent damage, but it's over a long period of time, and you don't really pick Dazzle for like dot damage, right? Like that's not his main function. It's to save people from single target damage and to heal people. If you wanted dot damage, you could play like Jakiro or something like that, and he would be much better suited for that. So just in general, like your skill build should be like an optional point in poison touch, and then 1/4, and then that transitions into 1/4/4. Okay, so that's all good. Yeah. Let's look. So you're still in lane, not bad. You should definitely have a TP on you though. It's extremely important when you're Dazzle. Like any death that you can prevent from your mid or even your offlaner sometimes is like a really big win for you. Like this is part of the strength of Dazzle and like how you can carry games, quote unquote. It's by keeping your challenged teammates alive, so that like they can kill the enemy team's challenge heroes, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've heard it described a little bit less eloquently on Reddit, but yeah, that's the gist of it. Is like you're just trying to keep people alive so that they can do their job, despite being bad or whatever. Okay, so I mean this is a fine harass. You couldn't have done anything really. You try to go for the block, which is good. Not too much to say about that.
Yeah, sometimes I get good body blocks. Sometimes I just whiff it real bad.
It's a bit of like it's skill, but it's also kind of luck deciding where the guy's gonna go. But I don't know. I wouldn't worry about it so much. It's just something that like comes with time. Yeah, it's also not like it's a good skill to have, but it's not necessary. So here I don't like that you didn't go for the rune. Basically, when you are support, if you're not effectively zoning someone, then you should like take the time to do other things. And in this case, you could have gone for the rune. Like Tide was already pretty much effectively zoned, so it'd be worth your time to leave and go for the rune at that point. Like basically, when you guys zone him out like this, you can just run this way instead of running down, and you can beat Zeus to the rune. And this guy will be really, really sad. Like his lane is not ruined, but he has to bottle crow, and he's not going to get much CS in the next couple waves. So that would be very impactful. And it looks like he's getting smashed. Yeah, he's already getting smashed by Death Prophet. So maybe if you take this rune, the lane just becomes a total nightmare for him. Like he's already losing really badly in XP and levels, and XP and gold rather. And now you take his regen away, so he can't last hit the next wave. That's really bad. So you definitely want to prioritize taking runes if you can. You gotta be careful, of course. Like a Zeus with level 5 or 6 could kill you if you had full mana and everything. But that's all information you have access to. So yeah. Basically, like in most cases, especially if you're against a solo offlaner, your rhythm as a support is going to be very similar every game. It's going to be like start of the game, you go for the rune, then you go check to see if you need to deward your camps. If you don't, then you go harass, and then you go pull, then you go for the rune every odd or every even minute, and so on and so forth. You go to stack. It's pretty much it. Like obviously it's not the exact same every game, but the process is usually the same.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. What was your reasoning for hitting this creep here?
I was trying to help him get the last hit.
Okay.
Because we communicate. I mean, this is my friend that I play with all the time.
Okay.
We communicate a lot, and we try to keep it very, like, deny creeps at the same time, and
okay.
I don't know, try to give us any advantage that we really can.
Okay, that's good. That you guys try to do that. This is not an advantageous play though. Basically, like you have a catapult creep alive, and you have a range creep alive right now. Now the range creep is going to die because your friend denies it, which is good. This is what you want to do. But when you kill this catapult creep, you still have a catapult creep alive, and these guys do not. So naturally, even if you go really hard on denies, this lane is going to push, whether you like it or not. So especially when you kill the range creep, actually. Like now it's going to push really, really hard. Which is bad, because then Tide will get XP, right? Like for free. So you want to keep it back here. So yeah, you just generally want to like try to keep things in balance as best as you can. Also, it is good that your friend communicates and everything, and you communicate with your friend. That's really good. But you guys don't need to like help each other last hit, if you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
that's not your job as a support. It's to like make his laning phase go smoothly by affecting the equilibrium or messing with the Tide, who would otherwise, affect his last hitting. So you help his last hitting in that sense, but it's never like, okay, I'm going to prepare this last hit for you. With the exception of like creeps being under tower, and then you need to like attack it once so that it'll be less hittable or whatever. Yeah, but other than that, you shouldn't ever be like denying in lane. It's just well, okay, with the exception of like playing against dual lanes where you just need to be here for him, and you need to have like a presence in lane and everything. Other than that, like your job is not to be doing this.
Okay.
It's definitely like you'd be much better suited just pulling or stacking or doing something else, like a roaming mid, something like that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So this guy gets 4 seconds stunned, and it looks like he dies. Okay, use your... Oh, god. Okay, so he doesn't die instantly here. Basically, like, Dazzle's main killing power is really from the heal bomb, honestly, like in creep waves. Like, it's much more effective than Poison Touch is. It's good that you Poison Touch this guy, that's fine. I'm not like, grilling you for that. But here, this would be a fantastic time to heal bomb him. Like, look how many creeps are on this guy. Like, you'd get 4 ticks of damage here, which is huge, right? Like, it's 80 damage per. So, that would instantly kill this guy. Obviously, he's going to die no matter what, but yeah, I think you understand my point.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of times, especially when you're playing with a stun, where you can get heal bombs off, and, that's where higher levels in Shadow Wave would help. But even in this case, he would have died just with level 1. But you guys do get the kill, that's good. Yep. Okay, here you should definitely clarity up. Oh, you get from the clarity. Okay, that's fine. You have to go back to base now, but that's totally fine. Just because like this guy, he facilitates the kills, right? Like if you have no stun, you have no kill. So that was a good choice to clarity him. And I guess you're also really close to Arcane Boots, even though I think this is not an Arcane Boots game. Okay, so as a support, like as an in support, you're naturally extremely squishy, right? Like even though you have Shallow Grave, you have Shadow Wave, everything like that, you're just super squishy. There's not much you can do about it except buy items, right? So when they have a Zeus on the enemy team who can just ult and take, okay, you have 225, he has 225 damage, you have 570 health, so you can just do like 20% of your HP roughly, just by casting a spell. It's generally better to go for Tranquils, even though you have a heal. I think the only argument you can make for Arcanes is that, Arcane Boots equals more heals, but yeah. So I normally like Arcane Boots on Dazzle, but against Zeus I like to go Tranquils and either Soul Ring or like some other mana item like Aether Lens or something like that. Or Force Staff, whatever.
This becomes a really bad game for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah. I don't think as bad as my other one. I had a game that was just... I bought 3 braces at the end just so I could survive a Dagon from Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, that's an absolute blast to play support in those games. It's great.
All I did was just buy wards all game because that was the only thing I could do.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't really help besides that.
Yeah.
And everyone refused to, so...
It's something you kind of just got to deal with, honestly. That's just how some games are going to go.
I think we won, but it was still a nightmare.
Mm-hmm. A lot of the times in those games, that means you didn't farm enough early game. Might sound weird, but like supports do need to farm as well. Like I'm not saying like start last hitting Chaos Knight's creeps or whatever in lane. Yeah. But like when the Chaos Knight leaves the lane, for example, you can just sit down here and get 20, 30 CS or something like that, and push out waves. Or just like you get a lot of CS from pulling as well, so that's a big deal.
See right there, I know I messed up because I wanted to step back before he did the anchor smash,
mm-hmm.
and just definitely screwed that up.
Yeah, this isn't the biggest deal because he's not going to die no matter what. But But yeah, that is technically a mistake. I think just not being in position for in the first place to you know get hit by it would be better. Okay, so here again, you should go for the heal bomb. So you should wait until Chaos Knight is in range, and then you know walk up yourself, so you do damage to him. The range is actually really short. It's only like 185, which is melee range for most heroes. So just keep that in mind. That'd be a lot of extra damage that you missed out on. This guy he really wants to die. He's begging to die. All right.
I do die right here. Yeah.
Oh, you actually end up dying well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Creep aggro.
Yeah, that's rough. Not much to say about that, other than like be careful of the creeps.
Yeah.
They do a lot of damage. That's not very helpful, but I mean, I don't know what else to tell you there.
Yeah.
I guess like it was just like an ambitious kill to begin with. It's not bad to go for it and push him out of lane, but just you gotta realize when he's gone. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Maybe if you had been pulling earlier, you know, he wouldn't have so much XP, but yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna speed through and just like go to start going to the fights, so we don't talk about the laning phase all the time. But just to recap from the laning phase, pretty much it's just like you should be pulling if you can't zone this guy out completely, and if the lane ever pushes up, then you should pull as well. Also make sure to deward any like any camps you might have blocked. It's important. But yeah, that's pretty much it from the laning phase. Also, the skill build thing, but yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I'll start putting more points into my heal.
Yep.
Probably be more effective, especially with someone like Chaos Knight, late game illusions. I know that.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's certainly a factor.
It's a lot of damage.
Okay, so here you should buy a TP before you go up the rune, just because like having a TP on Dazzle is really nice. Okay. That's fine. You should usually check to see, like I saw you check the Chaos Knight to see if he was full HP or whatever, before you grabbed it, which is really good. I'm assuming that's what you're doing anyway. That's what makes sense.
Yeah, I was seeing if my friend needed it.
Yeah, so that's totally fine. You should usually check mid as well, but it doesn't matter so much. But if anything, just like ask the mid if he needs the rune or whatever. That's enough. If he doesn't respond, then you can just take it. And if he pouts, then whatever you asked. Okay. So what is going on here? Oh, he's chickening out. All right.
Shadow wave.
So he really wants to use Zeus, I believe.
Dazzle. Gods, old friends.
Okay. So pretty sloppy play.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the best one.
Yeah.
To give.
Yeah, there's some issues going on. Alright. So I'm assuming you just die here. Oh, are you actually gonna live? Alright, that's hilarious. Okay. Alright, good for you. You might die later on here, but I want to go back and talk about the fight while it's fresh. Okay. So first things first, I think Nick should have gone on this guy here, back here, but it's minor. You can't control that, so it's whatever. I'm not gonna call it a mistake. So you run up. This is fine. If anything, you should move your camera a little bit faster, just so you can get a better picture of what's going on here. Like you already know your teammates are here and positioned here, so you kind of want to like check to see where Nyx is, check to see where Weaver is. What items they might have. Maybe he just has like a haste rune or an invis or something. You just gotta check these things beforehand. It's important. Especially when you're not somebody who's like actively fighting. You're just like, casting defensive spells. Okay. Okay, so this is all fine here. Like you're completely out of danger, so you can hit the Zeus without, fear of anything. If anything, I would like to see you slide your camera up a little bit as well, just to get a better picture of what's going on up here. So if like, okay, hey, somebody's TPing to the T2, and I need to run or something like that. My problem with the fight starts pretty much right here, when you're in melee range of Earthshaker and Ursa. At this point, like Zeus is already dead. You don't need to be here anymore. You can just like Arcane Boots, hit everyone, and make sure you don't take any damage, and just stay like in grave range of the Nyx. You don't need to be hitting people. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like you guys kill Earthshaker, which is good. So this is fine, but definitely be careful. Like you want to keep your positioning like really conservative, just so you can get your spells off guaranteed. You do end up getting your spells off for sure, but yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Okay. Also, it'd be wise to like to spam your heal a little bit more in fights. Like you have plenty of mana and you have arcane boots, so it's worth it to just like continuously spam your heals. The only time you ever want to hold on to your heal is when somebody is graved and like you want to heal them at the last second so that they get the most out of it. I saw you did that at the end of the fight, so you kind of understand that, so that's good.
Radiant's top tower is
But
under
yeah,
attack.
definitely you want to be spamming like whoever your frontliner is in most fights.
The crappy part about I should have been just walking away there.
Yeah, probably. You just did.
Yeah. But
Dire's middle
crappy
tower
part about the
is under
MMR
attack.
bracket that I'm in is just like I've been playing for since 2013. Maybe 2012. I think it might have been like the end of 2012 was when I started, but it was just I've been playing for years and it's just I can't get out of the 2K. It's really hard.
Radiant's middle tower
Okay,
is
well, I mean,
under
it's-
attack.
Really, it's just like about playing a lot of Dota. I mean, playing good Dota. I know it sounds like really stupid and simple and obvious, but I mean that's what it is. If you just play solid like every game and you try your hardest every game, then you're gonna win. It's harder on support just because like you have less control over the game, but you can still have positive win rate on support. Now, when it's a defensive support like Dazzle or Omni Knight or whatever, you have much less control over the game.
Radiant's middle tower is under
So I typically like
attack.
playing ganking heroes personally. Like if I'm in a game where I'm clearly the best player, or I think I am anyway. But yeah, that's my opinion. Definitely not like impossible, and I don't want to say it's hard either to escape the quote unquote trench. If that makes sense. But yeah, okay. So
I
this
think I
fight-
just need to start playing ranked. And
yeah, well, you can't increase your MMR if you don't play ranked, right?
yeah.
Yeah, and also like just like you won't get better or faster if you don't play ranked. Like if you're playing people who are trying harder, that's already going to be a better game, right? Like, and if you're playing who are better and trying harder, then that's going to be a way better game. That's a better learning experience. So yeah, that's definitely important. I don't know if you're somebody who like values MMR very highly or whatever, but you shouldn't. It doesn't matter. Well, it does
I
to
would
an
like
extent.
to get out of the current bracket so I could play with better people, and I feel like I'd have better, more fun games if people actually did what they were supposed to do.
Okay, so that's
Haste.
this is gonna come off as like extremely
Yeah.
patronizing, but it never gets. Well, I guess it's not patronizing really. It's just more like cynical, I guess. But it never gets better. So if you're hoping for that, then like it's false hope. You know, just straight up. Like, I mean, I play with people who would be gods at this bracket, like they're 5K players. But you know, when I get them on my team, I'm like, holy shit, you don't know anything about this game. Like, you know, why are you on my team? Why am I in the same game as you? Like, I'm not actually saying that to them or anything, but like,
Yeah.
like there's a clear skill and knowledge difference, and
Shadow wave.
basically like
Dire's middle tower
there
has
are
fallen.
very few times in Dota where like or I mean, I guess it's hard for me to say. It's basically like as your knowledge of the game increases and as your skill level goes up, your ability to identify what is a good play and what is not a good play, you know, gets better as well. Regardless of how good you are, really, it just gets better
Dire's
as you
bottom
get
tower
better.
is under attack.
So you're able to like identify, you know, things that are good and bad, you know, much better, more effectively. So rather than just saying like, oh, my Chaos Knight can't CS, you can be like, oh, my Chaos Knight doesn't know how to pressure the offlane, or he doesn't know how to like you know, farm efficiently or whatever, like, you know, more complex things, and those things will replace English, Jesus,
Yeah.
those things will replace like the last sitting thing or like the much more basic things. So it I don't want to say it never gets better, but it gets better in the sense that the quality of games get better, but
Dire's
the
structures are
teammates not
fortified.
knowing what they're doing thing never changes, like at least at a base level, if that makes sense. So basically, long story short, is like don't pin all of your hopes of having more fun on that because you're going to be disappointed. If anything, like just have fun with improving yourself because
Dire's
that's like what you
bottom
can
tower
control.
has fallen.
And I don't know. I think that's pretty fun. That's why I like playing Dota. But it could be different for you. Who knows?
So I don't necessarily know why we lost this game because at this point I feel like we had a lot of momentum going for us, and it seems to like it turns around pretty quickly.
Okay. Could be a number of different reasons. It could be like you guys are really squishy. You're not building HP against nukers like Zeus and Earthshaker, Tide, and you just die because these guys have a lot of damage, which is probably what it is, honestly. Also, it could be like you didn't zone Tide effectively enough, so he has Ravage for a team fight. Whereas like maybe if you zoned him, a little bit better, he wouldn't be level 6 right now. And you guys don't lose this oncoming team fight or whatever, like what have you. There's like a number of different reasons why you could have lost, but typically as a support, if you're 1v2 in a lane against a Tide and you have like this kind of hero setup, in most cases you don't want them to be like the same or close to the same level as you. That usually means they didn't necessarily win the lane, but they at least went even. That's not good for you. Not good for your chances anyway. But yeah, we'll see why you lose. But yeah, I'd imagine it's something like you guys just like get nuked down. You don't have BKBs or whatever. Your heroes are really fucking squishy, so that's not surprising. Okay.
I think he was gonna pick someone besides Nyx, and then he didn't. We were looking forward to it. I forgot who he was gonna pick, but it was more of a carry.
Okay.
Radiant's middle
Picks really don't matter, to be honest.
I was kind of, yeah. There's sometimes I'm upset because I was like, we didn't really need that hero, or.
Yeah. So this is another like misconception thing. Is like a lot of people will get caught up with picks or whatever, and like how like maybe Nyx wasn't the optimal pick this game or whatever. It's like not good or whatever. But that doesn't matter in pubs, especially at lower level pubs. Like the only time picks matter is when like every party in the game is playing effectively, and most of the time like very few people are. Again, that's not me trying to be like cocky or gaudy or whatever.
You're safe.
That's just how it is. Most people fuck up a lot, and they're not playing their heroes correctly, especially at lower MMRs. So picks and counter picks really don't matter that much. Like obviously, if you have a great lineup and you have people who are comfortable in their heroes, you have a higher chance of winning. That's just how it is. But really, what matters is your individual play and like how you move around the map, and use your hero. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So definitely, if you're someone who stresses over picks or whatever, just stop. It's not helpful. That's pretty much it. Like, if you spend time stressing over picks, like you're ignoring the fundamental skills. Like in this case, like for support, it'd be vision, control, warding, pulling, keeping creep equilibrium, harassing, all that stuff. Spellcasting as well. Okay. So my first issue with this fight is like again your camera control is like you're not taking in the whole picture here. Like you were just looking at something like this. So you definitely want to like try to more actively look at what's going on, if possible. You get hit by the Ravage, which is it's obviously a mistake, but it was pretty close. So that's okay. Okay, you immediately grave the Nyx, which is really good. You didn't heal first, which is really really good. You always want to grave first if possible. Or in most cases anyway, unless you're like running into grave range, in which case that's fine. Okay. I don't like your positioning here.
Yeah, I think I kind of panicked there for a second.
Yeah,
so.
Panicking isn't usually conducive to good Dota.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously it's not like easy as just pressing the don't panic button. I wish it were that easy. Yeah. I still panic sometimes in my games. If you're just in an unfamiliar situation, you don't know how to react. Yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes. But I think your positioning here should have been like running down into the trees rather than just running through lane. You can do the same thing that you're doing here if you're in the trees, except they can't see you. So it's slightly better. You're hiding information. Yeah. So after this, you're basically just dead. Not much you can do. You can just try to get a heal off, yeah. And if anything, like cast your poison touch, just to do a little bit of damage before you die, but not a big deal at all.
So I know we're really deep into this, but I'd like to take a look at another video before
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. Okay.
Let me get this. It is a let's see, Beastmaster game. Played a while ago, and I've been trying to get into offlaning more often.
Okay.
Let's see. It wasn't. I don't think it was this recent one. No, it was. It was the captain's draft.
Okay, one sec. So it was Beastmaster Captain's draft. Okay. So. Okay, that's fine. Beastmaster is like really fucking hard, to be honest. Like to play really well. So I don't I don't typically recommend like lower MMR people play him, just because like you have to worry about so many different things other than what really matters for getting better, like like hawk positioning, micro, properly casting your spells, all that stuff. It's pretty annoying. But that being said, I'll gladly look at this.
All right.
So first thing I don't like is that you went for arcane boots and agonyms. Yeah, the build is kind of all over the place. So if you're going for arcane boots and mech, I think that's okay, but there are usually better heroes suited for that. So that tells me like the hero was just not the best pick this game. It's okay this game by all means, but like he's not your mech carrier really. If anything, it should be like Prophet or someone, but that's okay. Ideally, he just goes for like Necro, Blink, Vlads, like the usual stuff. Just because like he's so good at killing people, if you go those items. Whereas if you go like Arcanes and Mech, your build is kind of like weird. You're not as effective at what you're really good at.
All right.
So yeah, and also like so think about like what Aghanim Scepter does conceptually, right? Like it increases the range of your roar, so your initiation range is longer. So Blink Dagger kind of does the same thing, right? Like when you use Blink Dagger, it's mostly to blink roar. That's like the primary function of the item, right? So when you buy them both together, it's okay because like your blink initiation range is really long, but it's kind of redundant because you're buying two items that do the same thing really. Like obviously, Aghanims gives you great stats, great HP, and everything, but I'd say just buying one or the other is usually better. Usually Blink is better than Ags, but I'm sure there are some situations where Ags is better. Can't really think of any off the top of my head.
I tend to use it for the shorter cooldown.
Mm-hmm. Well, in that case, then Refresher would suit your needs better.
Yeah.
Because like if you want it for the shorter cooldown, like it's probably for PA, right? So you can refresh, or you can roar, then refresh, and roar again. And you can also get double Necro units, you can get double Boars, double Hawk, all that stuff. So Refresher is generally better if you want to use it for that purpose. Obviously, it's much more expensive, but it's more efficient, or more cost efficient anyway. Okay.
I actually didn't even think about Refresher on him.
Yeah, no, it's a fantastic item once you have the mana. A really common build is like going just Necro 3, Blink, and then Refresher. You can pretty much kill any hero in the game with that, as long as they don't have evasion or something. But yeah, it's pretty incredible actually, how much damage that build can do. So speed through, okay. So starting items look okay. Did you guys like aggro try or something like that? Or like dueling?
No, I went solo off lane.
Mm-hmm.
And I think nature's jungled.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm having a little bit of I think it'll clean up here in a second.
30 seconds to battle.
Yeah, just let me know if it freezes or whatever.
Right.
So generally, I recommend people start with Ring of Protection on Beastmaster, just because like, actually Stout Shield is good if you know for sure that you can lane against these guys, which it's kind of tricky to tell in my opinion. But if you do know for sure,
bench was it? Yeah. Which was a bit annoying, but.
Mm-hmm. Wait, was it? It was Carry Venge, Tusk, and Dazzle. So that's actually... Oh no, it's just Carry Venge and Tusk. Okay, so this is actually a lane that you can do fairly well in. You just have to be careful. I still think you should start with Ring of Protection, though. Basically, the idea is, like, Iron Talon is really good on this hero just because, like, he can jungle very quickly. So if you have a bad laning phase, or just later on if you want to farm, Iron Talon really benefits you quite a lot. Just because you can farm while staying off the map and being safe and everything. So I typically start with that. If you're in a lane, if you find that you can like lane against these guys really well, then you can buy a Stout Shield at the side shop, whereas you can't buy a Ring of Protection here. So that's personal recommendation. You don't have to live by that by any means, but that's what I like on Beastmaster anyway.
Now, I did mess up my build because I don't usually buy whatever the starting items say. Because I usually think about what I'm gonna buy, but I just got in, bought my items, and started walking, and didn't really think about it too much. But I'll definitely take that into consideration.
Okay, cool.
Getting some good stuff.
Yeah. So also, if you start with the animals at level 1, it's generally better to use them. I know it sounds like dumb or whatever, but you don't have to use the hawk just because it's like kind of like a walking gold fountain. Or I guess like a slow moving pigeon or whatever. Not really a hawk. But yeah, so you definitely want to use the boar though. It adds 200 HP and it only does 15 damage, but it's still something. It's definitely valuable for CSing, harassing a little bit. You want to try not to feed them, of course, but yeah, definitely very high value skill. Also, since you're doing fine in lane here, like you're not getting harassed, you can go with axes. But in another case, if you were getting zoned out, it'd be totally fine to go with Necromastery or Inner Beast rather, and run to the jungle, just because it makes you jungle faster than axes do.
Can we just restart the call real quick?
Yeah,
just
sure.
for a second.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yep.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't know why that comes up every time Skype comes up, but all right.
Okay, yeah, now I can see a lot better.
Okay, good. Alright, so here you're just last hitting. You're getting a lot of XP for this. Also, in situations like this, it's really helpful to have a boar, just because like you can put a boar here, and you won't have to like run into the jungle and see what's going on for yourself. I don't know what Tusk is doing here. He's just like giving up like literally 5 creeps of XP, so you're kind of winning here. Huge mistake on this guy's part. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Alright, what the hell? Okay, well, that was good on your part that you fought him. Yeah, so... I mean, this is a good play on your part. I don't... It's mostly like him being really ridiculously stupid, but it's good that you capitalized.
Wait, can we try this again? I don't know why this has been doing this.
Here, I'll just restart the screen share thing.
Okay.
Okay. So actually, let me do that. Okay. So yeah, your pathing here was incorrect. It's like slightly incorrect. You should just be going into the creep wave. Basically, you know this guy is going to go on you 100% because he snowballed you, right? So you want to get him as close to the creeps as possible, more damage, you know, faster, all that stuff. You end up killing him anyway, but it's still something you should do. I don't know what that guy's thinking, but you know, it's a good job on your part. Okay. Yeah, definitely be careful with this. It's good to less it with the boar, but in this case, like, you don't have to be too scared. If anything, just go for 1 CS. And yeah, just try not to feed them, basically. Like, they give a pretty decent amount of XP. Like, Ven just got a level because you gave her a boar, so.
Claimed by the beast.
Man.
Okay, is it so bad?
Yeah, I'm really wish it wasn't like this, but...
Okay, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah, sorry. Is it watchable?
It's paused, basically.
Oh, okay. I'll restart it again, see how it goes.
Okay.
Okay. How is it?
It's good now. It's weird because the last time it was really poor quality, but it was watchable throughout the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
This time it's better quality, but it pauses in the middle of it.
Oh yeah, that's really strange.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's up with that. I imagine it's just a connection rate thing.
It's not that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So is it like working now?
Barely. It's on and off.
Alright. Oh, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, like, if it's not working, then it's not working.
If you could, I know you record these.
Yeah.
So if you could just like keep going through it, and I could just look back on it.
Oh, sure. Okay, yeah. That works. That works. Yeah, sure. Okay, so yeah, let's just talk about this then. Okay. So you're actually much farther back than this. So let's go to that. So you get the kill on Tusk. That's great. You end up running back to creep wave. Yada yada. All this stuff is good. Definitely, like when you're playing Beastmaster offlane, like the boars are the primary strength of your hero. You definitely want to be spamming these as much as possible. Like you can always have 2 boars up, or you can have 2 boars up for like the majority of the time, and one near level 4 or one near level 7 rather, and you have max out animals. Then you can keep 2 boars up at all times. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. Like to put things in perspective, when you have 2 boars at level 1, they do 30 damage total. Like every attack cycle, so to speak. So like, you know, when both boars attack, they do 30 damage. So it's actually like pretty significant. So definitely spam them, and it only gets better as time goes on. Like, you know, at level 2, Call of the Wilds, they do 60 damage, or yeah, they do 60 damage. Then, you know, level
90.
3, it's 90, yeah, and all that, so on. It's really significant. It's definitely really strong. So you definitely want to like take advantage of that. that's part of the reason why Beastmaster is such a hard hero, is that like he just takes a lot of micro skill. That's just how it is. Okay. So you end up buying your arcane boots, which is fine. Personally, I don't find them to be that good on him. I don't have mana issues really, but I don't see it as being that bad. I usually just keep him at brown boots and go for a boost of travel later on. But yeah. Okay. So I do like that you dropped your arcanes and then use your mango. That's totally fine. It's a good play. Definitely want to use your arcanes here, but yeah. Okay, yeah, you do. Yeah. So level 5 is like when Beastmaster comes online. Basically, it's like a level 4 boar or level 3 boar is significantly stronger than level 2 boar, despite like having like a linear progression for levels and stuff. Just because like 300 HP to 400 HP is a huge difference, and 60 to 90 damage is a huge difference as well. So basically, like this is when you can start pushing out the lane really hard and pressuring your opponent. So that's what you want to be doing here. Okay.
Thanks be to you.
Okay. It's fine. What the fuck? Alright.
Invisibility.
This Tusk is really confusing me. This guy's freaking me out.
Yeah,
He
it's
just like...
I don't know what it is, because sometimes I like to check the profiles of the other players in the game, and sometimes it'll say 4K or it'll say 3.5 or something like that. Sometimes it says 1K, and I don't know why, but they always put me in the weirdest games where there's either big high skill difference, or it's just
No, I mean that makes sense. Like that's just part of normal matchmaking. So this is a pretty good turnaround kill you had, or turnaround double kill you had. Like you recognize that they can't kill you basically, and your boars are just really strong. You also hit a nice double axis here. This is good. And yeah, so you're level 5 here. You're not actually level 6, but you end up leveling up here, and you get level 6, and you skill up roar, and you go for this guy. So this is really good. One of my only gripes with this is you didn't attack the Avenge the whole time with your boar, and you also didn't micro it so that it was staying alive with the creeps attacking it. That would have made this a little bit more clean. That's what you could have done better. But I mean, this is a good conceptual play. Again, I don't know what Tusk was doing, but I mean, it is fine. Yeah, no, that was really good. Like this is the kind of thing that wins you games. But from here, it's your job to snowball this into like towers and stuff. Because now that you're very high level, you can continuously push bottom lane, and they can't do like anything about it. They have to gank you with a bunch of heroes. So now you need to convert this into a tower, basically, and then T2s, T1 mid, all that stuff. That's your job as the offlaner, especially as an offlaner who can push and gank at the same time. With roar.
Thanks.
So if I'm correct, I think we're running out of time.
yeah.
I think
a few more minutes. That's about it.
Yeah. So why don't we wrap up and talk about like any questions you might have, recap, all that sort of thing.
I guess I have some problems just dealing with teammates because even just today, guy just came into the game and come in, and we're just my friend says I want to go mid. Does anybody have any plan? Everybody's completely quiet the entire time. We're trying to communicate with our team. Second we spawn, my friend picks Drow, starts heading mid. He picks Skywrath Mage, and he tells him that like fuck off Drow, I'm going mid. And then my friend's like, oh, I'm sorry, man. Like, you can have it. Just, I thought we'd call it. And he's like, whatever, faggot. And I was just like, I don't know how we're supposed to deal with.
Okay, easy solution.
Yeah.
Easy solution. Mute them and then play Dota.
Yeah.
That's really it. It's not your job to babysit them or like calm them down or whatever, or like do anything like that. If anything, that's just gonna make them more mad. Obviously they had a bad day, or they're just a shitty human being. Like it's that's life. That's who you're gonna play with when you play Dota. So the best thing to do is just mute them and then play, and don't say anything to them. Like honestly.
Okay.
That's how I deal with it. I definitely you don't take the aggressive role and be like, hey man, chill the fuck out. Like you're not so cool or whatever. Like definitely just. You kind of have to have this weird detachment when you play Dota if you want to like not go crazy. You have to be present in the game and actively play, but you can't have any emotional attachment because that's when you can like get sucked into like flame wars or whatever, and it's just not conducive to getting better or having fun. So best thing to do is just mute them and play.
All right. Yeah, just dealing with players, and then also whenever I seem to play support, like I said before, like I bought all the wards that game and basically do everything. And I tried to communicate with the other guy, telling him like, "Hey, I'll buy items first if you can let me farm a little bit later." And sometimes, very rarely, it'll work, but
Yeah, I think if anything, just farm better early game. Like whenever you pull, try not to miss any CS. Whenever your carry leaves lane, try to get all the CS again. Support is just like support is actually about farming as efficiently as carry is, except like you have less time to do it.
yeah.
Like your options are very limited. Whereas carry, it's like okay, farm for 40 minutes and you're golden. Support is much more difficult in that regard. Definitely don't be afraid to just sit in the lane and farm it though. Like don't kick your chaos knight out of lane or whatever. But yeah, that's my best advice for that. So that way you don't have to worry about that later.
Also, games, I don't really know how to get momentum going after it slows down, and because sometimes I feel like there needs to be a reason to fight. Like if they're trying to take a tower, then we should fight for our tower, or if we're trying to take a tower. But a lot of times it'll just be like, let's go kill somebody, and people just start running away. And I'm like, guys, if we're gonna kill somebody, let's do something with it, not just
Yeah, it has to be. Okay, so here's like a really general solution that take like 2 seconds to explain. Basically, what you should do is you should smoke, and then tell your team, let's smoke top tower or like the top tier one. So you smoke up behind the tower, place a ward, and then if you kill anybody, great. If you don't, then you get the tower. So you just spam ping the tower and tell your team to go there.
okay.
That's the best point of advice, because then like your team has like a carrot in front of them, like they have an incentive to be up there rather than just like, oh, we didn't kill anyone, oh, that sucks, oh, whatever. So yeah, that's what I recommend. And that's also like a pretty textbook strategic play too. So it's a good play in a lot of cases.
Getting the team together is also can be a pain as well.
Yeah, there's no trick to that.
Yeah, we've got momentum going. Like we'll have momentum going, and then our team wants to go farm, and I just have no idea.
There's no trick to that other than just play Dota and like ping and stuff. Try not to spam ping people specifically, just like spam ping objectives if anything. But yeah,
The most spam ping I do is if I don't feel like communicating with some toxic players, I'll just ping people that I want them to attack.
Yeah, that's fine.
And
I think that's fine.
I'll just like, instead of saying, "Hey, I'm ganking bottom," I'll just be there, which
you should ping if you're ganking.
Yeah, I feel like people get on me about not warning them that I'm coming to gank.
Yeah, it's definitely like it's their job to notice, but you should still ping so it's more obvious. Like that's the least you could do, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely on them for not having the awareness, but still, you should definitely like let them know.
Okay. And then I don't think I've been having really. Pretty much the only hero I've been having problems with dealing with has been Bounty Hunter, which is just wards. Nobody buys them. Seems, but.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, you can't just there's so many different ways to deal with him, right? Like there's no 2-minute answer or whatever.
Yeah.
Trick to him is just don't die to him early. Like don't let him kill you in the jungle if you're support. Yeah. That's pretty much what I got for that. There's no easy answer I could give you really.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I'm looking to see if there's any like problem heroes I have. I don't think there really is. There's people I tend to hate, like Bristleback, TA, Tinker.
Yeah, I don't want to dodge the questions, but like those are kind of like you could probably write like dissertations on how to deal with Bristleback or TA or whatever.
Yeah.
So I want to spare you that.
Most I've seen on Bristleback is Legion is a good pick against him.
Yeah, I don't. Bristleback kind of sucks ass, honestly. Just buy Silver Edge, CCM. That's pretty much it.
Same with to deal with a Enchantress. I did that.
Yep, that's good.
Right clicker, Silver Edge.
Yeah, that's great.
It's like she wasn't even there. But hey, thanks, man. This has all been really helpful. I'll definitely plan for more because I definitely need it. Really.
Cool. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to do more. I have like real life stuff coming up that I needed to take care of. But if I ever come back to coaching, then yeah, I'll gladly.
All right.
I'll hit you up or whatever, or you can message me or whatever.
Okay.
Oh yeah. If you have any questions, feel free to Skype me or anything like that.
Alright.
I'll try to upload this tonight. If you could leave me your email, that'd be good, so I could, give you access on YouTube. Because like otherwise it's gonna take me a while to publish the video. But yeah.
All right, I'll just link it now.
Okay, cool. Okay, great. All right. Well, yeah, if that's it, then I'm gonna let you
Sweet.
go.
Hey, thank you very much, man.
All right. Yeah, no problem.
Have a good one.
All right. Peace, dude.